Police officers are meant to be law enforcers, bring order, and guarantee safety. But sometimes they go a bit off the rails and actually provoke violence where it's not required. Today, we'll look at 4 such incidents where police behavior sparked controversy and outrage. Let's begin with off-duty officers who escalated a situation due to racial profiling. Brunswick PD in Ohio received a disturbance call in the neighboring town of Hinckley on April 26, 2024. Upon arrival, officers noticed 2 men lying on the floor, one of whom was an ATF agent named Donald Kopchak, who was holding down the other, a truck driver from Fort Worth, Texas. Dan Lajak, identified as a DEA agent, introduced himself to the officers approaching the scene.
Hey, this guy I'm with DEA. He's with ATF.
The agents and the victim were drinking at the same bar when the agents approached the victim, intent on establishing his immigration status, as they thought he was an illegal immigrant. They repeatedly expressed concerns that he could pose a threat, suggesting he might blow up a mall.
Who's with ATF? Kind of left?
Yeah, the hillbilly.
Okay.
This guy's not from this country. So
okay.
we started fighting with him. He's like, whatever. So here we are. He's holding down.
Well, regardless if he's from this country or not, what happened?
He's not from this country.
Yeah, okay, what happened though?
The agents identified themselves to the victim, detained him, and prevented him from leaving the premises or contacting law enforcement. They physically removed him from the bar and restrained him on the ground until police arrived.
What happened? No, he's not from the country.
Okay.
I work at a DEA. My partner's from ATF.
Okay.
And we started talking to him. He's like, I'm not from here. So he started shoot shit with us. I'm like, yeah, that was it. So we called you guys.
So there was no disturbance here or anything?
Oh, no.
Okay, we got a report of like a fight or a disturbance.
Oh, no.
The victim was, in fact, a U.S. citizen who entered the country legally as a refugee and was in the area to deliver groceries to the shop. The victim did not seem to do anything that would attract the attention of the authorities or even raise eyebrows. Charges were filed against the agents for their actions.
I'm a refugee from Ethiopia. Came in the United States as a refugee. I'm legal. I'm working. I'm truck driver. Been 5 years.
So you were born in Ethiopia?
Eritrea.
Oh, Eritrea.
From Eritrea to
Texas,
Ethiopia.
so
Yeah.
Are you a truck driver?
Yes.
Are you parked over here?
No, at the back. I have delivery on Monday.
Here, the victim's arrest led to debates regarding the responsibility of officers and the importance of incorporating lots of training to avoid such cases. This is yet another case that shows that there is a recurring problem of racism within police departments. Next, we move to Idaho, where police officers tased an unarmed 75-year-old man, Michael Clark, in his own home. On the night of May 30th, 2021, 2 Idaho Springs police officers, Nicholas Hanning and Ellie Summers, responded to a call from an assumed neighbor.
Wait. This is Brittany. She's the one that got hit. I live here. This is my friend Brittany. And then this is my neighbor that hit her. I wasn't even here. I was outside.
Hearing only the neighbor's side of the story, who stated that the man physically abused her, she had no physical injuries or evidence to support the fact. Nonetheless, the police officers headed over to the door of Michael Clark.
Shut the f*** up! And so I came out and was like, what's going on? He busted all of my nose, my mouth.
The police officers didn't even introduce themselves. They just go ahead and try to arrest the 75-year-old man. They attacked him and then tased him while he stood unarmed, posing no threat.
What the Put it down!
Put it down!
Put it down!
Get on the ground down!
Back up. Get out here right now! Get out here!
Get on the ground!
No. They hit that wall so hard, I thought they were going to come through the wall.
Put your gun on.
Okay.
Michael Clark lost consciousness and fell backwards, hitting his head on a dining room chair, which caused a severe head injury. The officers then dragged his body into the hallway.
Deployed. Party came out with a machete.
Officer Handing placed his knee on Michael's neck, compressing his airway while handcuffing him on the ground.
Okay.
How could officers of the law be so brutal while fulfilling their duty? And here you can see Officer Nicholas go into the apartment of the unconscious Michael, take his machete from the top shelf and plant it outside as evidence of an attack.
Sir, talk to me.
And even when Michael gains consciousness, he is visibly confused as to why he was getting arrested or tased. The officers never explained anything or asked for his side of the story. The officers just went straight for an arrest.
Did you have to hunt for it?
It was laying right there on the ground when I walked in.
All right. I did not get that down.
Not arguing with you.
I did not get that down.
All right. We're gonna sit up.
I did not get that down.
I'm gonna go down with you.
It was on.
You want him out of cuffs
up there.
up here?
Okay. Did you go in my apartment and look for weapons?
Mr. Clark, you're gonna sit up here.
This brutal encounter led to Michael's severe injury and raised significant concerns about the officer's use of force. The use of a taser on an elderly man was outrageous. This incident raised serious concerns about police training and the need for better protocols when dealing with vulnerable individuals. It's a clear example of how quickly things can go wrong when officers fail to use their judgment and training properly. In Texas, a group of corrupt cops unlawfully arrested an artist for using sidewalk chalk on a sidewalk. On May 15, 2023, the artist was drawing on a public sidewalk when officers approached him.
What's up, Papa? How's it going?
Good on, man.
Despite the artist explaining that the chalk was not permanent and that it was about to rain and it would be washed away before the end of the day, the officers insisted that he was vandalizing public property.
Graffiti. I'm creating, and it's about to rain and wash all of that.
Yeah, that's my concern. That is not. Could you stop it, please? Could you stop it? Just stop, okay?
This is
The artist tried to make a video of the entire situation when the police spring into action, ignoring his explanations and proceeding to handcuff him. They claim that they tried to talk to him, but he wasn't being civilized. But according to the video, at no point was the artist uncivilized.
Hey, come here.
The police are out here messing with me. I'm just trying to do my sidewalk chalk.
Hold on. It's okay. We try to talk to you. You don't listen. We try to be civilized. We want to give you a break. Now you're pushing us to do this.
I'm not pushing you to do this. You're choosing to do this because you're...
The police then run him through the system, trying to find out if he had an arrest warrant, but after seeing nothing, they still arrest him based on some bogus charges.
Is there some guy? Okay.
The head sergeant in charge asks questions concerning the arrest, to which the officer tries to explain what happened. Afterwards, the sergeant advised that the artist be released because using temporary chalk for graffiti is not an arrestable offense.
By the bus stop on the how do you call it?
Marker or what?
No, it's chalk.
Okay, is that arrestable offense?
But yes, because it's chalk, marker, permanent marker, all that stuff. I'm going to read the statute again. I want to give him a break.
In order for Cosby, it has to be indelible, meaning non-erasable. So chalk is
I don't know, with the water is not washing off, so it's going to take a little time.
But chalk, just be careful, because chalk is not considered a permanent marking.
Okay.
So
I told
This particular event demonstrates the abuse of authority and the lack of guidelines to define exactly what vandalism is, which allows for too much interpretation. As such, it brought attention to policemen's responsibilities in overseeing public spaces. Our last case takes place in Delaware. A couple of state police troopers harassed a civilian, Jonathan Gesford, multiple times for expressing his free speech rights. On March 11, 2022, Gesford was peacefully protesting when the officers confronted him.
Side of the road, legally parked, with a sign which is protected by the First Amendment. So you can, I'm disrupting nothing. I'm gonna do it right here where I'm at. So I'm not.
Why have drivers coming up to me telling me that you're jumping out in traffic?
Because apparently they're erroneous. I don't give a what somebody else says. What did you witness?
Despite Gesford not breaking any laws, the officers repeatedly told him to leave the premises and threatened to arrest him. When Gesford stood his ground, asserting his rights, the officers escalated the situation, forcefully taking his sign and ripping it.
Keep saying jumping in traffic. When did you witness this offense? Don't you came to me. You came to me. You came to me. You came to me.
Tell me that you're jumping out in front of them with the sign.
So they want to lick your boots. Let them. Don't put your hands on me. Do not put. Give me my property back. You piece of. Give me my property back.
In a shocking turn of events, after this encounter, Gesford was detained. The officer stated that his offense was flipping off the officer from out the window while driving away.
Hand out the window with
so what?
Finger.
So what? It's constitutionally protected speech.
Is there a reason why you're doing it?
The supervisor came over and further escalated the situation. Even the supervisor and the officer couldn't agree on a particular offense and ended up shouting out a series of offenses.
Before we go any farther, you're pulling me over for what?
Because you had your finger out.
Disorderly conduct
now,
what?
Here's what's about to happen. You're about to be arrested again for resisting arrest.
No, I'm not resisting anything.
Well, Right now you're being detained.
For what?
You're being detained.
I told you why I stopped you already, sir.
For putting my middle finger up. That's correct?
No,
correct.
No, exactly.
Correct.
You extended your arm out the window.
No, I have my middle finger out the window.
Okay, let me get your.
The supervisor goes further to even threaten Gesford's child, saying that he would call social services to take his kid. It is outright wrong that police officers would be this radical and unprofessional to the point of threatening a kid.
We're going to tow the car and we'll call social services for the kid.
Oh, so now you're threatening. Now you're threatening my child.
No, it's not a threat. It's a promise.
You're threatening my child now.
Even after all this, there's footage of the officer conspiring with an advisor on which offense would stick in order to get him arrested, which shows a real distrust with law enforcement.
For giving the middle finger. So
you can't do that. That'll get dropped.
Yeah, it's gonna get thrown. I told him that's gonna get thrown out, but it's just going, it's gonna cause the problem. He's gonna mess up eventually. He's gonna do something really stupid, and then we are gonna be able to really lock him up.
Something stupid like park in the roadway.
Right.
Something like that'll fly. Unfortunately, I mean, you can't. We can't pull people over. We can't write them tickets for telling us to fuck off or giving us the middle finger.
What these cases bring out is the needed reform in the police force and the need for adequate training to ensure that powers granted are not abused. We're told that police officers are there to protect us, not to bully and assault us with unnecessary measures. These incidents raise the fact that accountability is imperative, and without it, the remaining trust between the public and the police rapidly diminishes. Thank you for watching. If you found this video entertaining, please like and subscribe for more content on police accountability and civil rights.